The electric bike industry just suffered the most catastrophic price crash in history. Companies that couldn't build bikes fast enough during the pandemic are now drowning in unsold inventory. Major brands have quietly slashed prices by up to 70%, turning $3,000 premium commuters into warehouse liquidation fodder. Industry giants went bankrupt, retailers are suffocating under stock they can't move, and early buyers are watching their luxury investments lose half their value overnight. This wasn't a bad quarter, it was a systemic collapse that changed electric transportation forever. These are the 8 massive e-bike price crashes that permanently reshaped the entire EV landscape and what they mean for your wallet. Number 8. Rad Power Bikes and the Great Inventory Crisis. Rad Power Bikes built their reputation as the affordable Tesla of e-bikes. Their RadRunner line became the best-selling cargo e-bike in America, with a waiting list that stretched for months during the height of the pandemic. The Seattle-based company was moving 20,000 units per month and couldn't manufacture them fast enough to meet demand. The premium RadRunner 3 Plus was priced at $2,299 in early 2023. Customers were happy to pay it. The bike featured a robust motor, a heavy-duty battery system, and could carry impressive amounts of cargo. For families looking to replace a second car, it seemed like a bargain compared to rising gas prices and urban parking costs. But by June 2024, something had shifted dramatically. Rad Power's website began showing constant sales and promotions. The RadRunner 3 Plus, still the exact same bike with identical specifications, was suddenly listed at $1,799. Within weeks, the price dropped again. By late 2024 and into 2025, authorized dealers were selling remaining inventory for as low as $1,299. Mike Chen, who runs Electric Bike Paradise in Portland, watched this unfold firsthand. His shop had been selling 8 to 10 Rad Power Bikes per week during the boom years. By late summer of 2024, he couldn't move inventory even at these reduced prices. The reason wasn't just competition from cheaper alternatives. It was a fundamental shift in consumer behavior that nobody saw coming. The outdoor recreation surge that drove initial e-bike adoption was fading. People who bought e-bikes during lockdowns were using them less frequently as offices reopened and normal routines returned. The novelty factor that drove many impulse purchases was wearing off, leaving the market with a much smaller pool of serious, long-term users. Rad Power's inventory crisis became a cautionary tale for the entire industry, leading to multiple rounds of severe layoffs. The company had committed to massive production runs based on pandemic-era demand projections. When that demand evaporated seemingly overnight, they were left holding millions of dollars in finished products that the market no longer wanted at original prices. Number 7. VanMoof's luxury collapse from premium pricing to bankruptcy court. VanMoof represented everything the e-bike industry aspired to become. The Amsterdam-based company created sleek, minimalist electric bikes that looked like they belonged in a modern art museum. Their smart bikes featured integrated GPS tracking, automatic gear shifting, and smartphone connectivity that made them feel more like mobile computers than traditional bicycles. The VanMoof S3, their highly popular model, launched at a highly aggressive $1,998, but supply chain issues quickly pushed the price up to $2,448. Early adopters paid premium prices for features you couldn't find anywhere else. The bike's theft protection system would automatically lock the wheels if someone tried to steal it. The companion app could track your routes, monitor battery health, and even call for roadside assistance if something went wrong. Riding a VanMoof to work signaled that you understood both technology and sustainable transportation. The company's sleek marketing campaigns featured beautiful European cities and perfectly dressed commuters gliding effortlessly through urban landscapes. But the complexity that made VanMoof bikes special also made them fragile. The integrated electronics that enabled smart features created multiple failure points that traditional bike shops couldn't diagnose or repair. Customers began reporting problems with the automatic transmission, battery management system, and connectivity features within months of purchase. VanMoof's service network, designed around a few flagship stores in major cities, couldn't handle the volume of repairs needed. Customers were shipping bikes back to the Netherlands for warranty work, creating weeks-long delays that frustrated early adopters who had paid premium prices for reliable transportation. By spring 2023, VanMoof was offering steep discounts to move inventory while quietly bleeding capital. The S3 dropped in price as word spread about the company's financial troubles. Authorized retailers were offering additional markdowns, bringing the effective price down dramatically for a bike that had commanded a premium just months earlier. The final blow came in July 2023 when VanMoof filed for bankruptcy protection in Dutch courts. Customers who had paid full price were left holding their breath until late 2023, when McLaren-backed Lavoie acquired the brand, though the complex restructuring left early adopters waiting months for basic support and parts. Number 6. Specialized's turbo miscalculation and the premium market reality check. Specialized bicycle components thought they had cracked the code on premium e-bikes with their turbo line. The California-based company, known for high-end road and mountain bikes used by professional cyclists, believed they could command luxury car pricing for electric bikes with superior engineering and build quality. The Turbo Vado 5.0 launched at $5,499 in early 2023. Specialized marketed it as the ultimate urban commuter, featuring a custom-designed motor system, carbon fiber components, and integration with professional bike fitting services. The price point positioned it directly against luxury cars for affluent urban professionals. Initial sales exceeded expectations. Specialized dealers in wealthy metropolitan areas like Marin County, Beverly Hills, and the Upper East Side were selling multiple units per week to customers who viewed the bikes as both transportation and lifestyle accessories. The company's reputation for quality, built over decades in competitive cycling, gave buyers confidence that they were investing in something genuinely superior. But the premium e-bike market proved much smaller than Specialized anticipated. While there were customers willing to pay $5,000 for an e-bike, there weren't enough of them to sustain the production volumes needed to make the business profitable. Unlike luxury cars, which buyers might keep for years or decades, e-bike technology was evolving rapidly enough that premium features became standard across cheaper alternatives within months. By late 2023, competitors were offering similar motor power, battery range, and build quality for half the price. Direct-to-consumer brands were shipping bikes with comparable specifications for under $1,500. The value proposition that justified Specialized's premium pricing was eroding faster than anyone anticipated. The Turbo Vado's price began dropping in early 2024, first to $49.99, positioned as a limited-time promotion. When that didn't move inventory quickly enough, Specialized authorized dealers to offer additional rebates and financing incentives. By summer, the effective price had fallen to around $3,500 through various dealer promotions and manufacturer incentives. The real shock came when Specialized was forced into margin-crushing discounts to bail out their struggling retail networks. Instead of discontinuing the popular Vado line, they flooded their own market with unprecedented promotions to clear warehouses. Customers who had paid full luxury prices just months earlier watched their investment lose nearly half its value overnight, damaging the premium trust Specialized had spent decades building. Number 5. Aventon's supply chain nightmare and the race to the bottom. Aventon built their business model around offering premium features at accessible prices. The California-based company sourced components globally to keep costs down while maintaining quality standards that could compete with much more expensive alternatives. Their level point: 2 commuter e-bike, priced at $17.99, offered hydraulic disc brakes, integrated lighting, and a torque sensor typically found on bikes costing twice as much. The strategy worked perfectly during the pandemic boom years. Aventon couldn't manufacture bikes fast enough to meet demand. Customers were willing to wait months for delivery because the value proposition was so compelling. The company expanded production capacity and signed long-term supply contracts to secure components at favorable prices. But those same supply contracts became a liability when demand shifted. Aventon had committed to purchasing thousands of motors, batteries, and frames based on optimistic growth projections. When sales slowed in late 2023, they were contractually obligated to accept shipments they no longer needed. The Level .2's price started dropping in January 2024 as Aventon tried to move excess inventory. The bike, that had maintained steady pricing at $17.99, suddenly appeared on sale with free extra batteries. Within weeks, the base price fell to $14.99 and eventually $12.99, as the company realized they needed to clear warehouse space for contractually obligated shipments still arriving from overseas suppliers. The situation deteriorated rapidly as other manufacturers faced similar inventory challenges. What had been a stable market with predictable pricing became a race to the bottom as companies competed to liquidate excess stock. Aventon found themselves competing against their own authorized dealers, who were offering additional discounts on bikes that Aventon was simultaneously trying to sell direct to consumers at reduced prices. By June 2024, the Level .2 was available for significantly less through various clearance channels. Bike shops that had invested in Aventon inventory were losing money on every sale, creating tension between the manufacturer and retail partners who felt abandoned during the downturn. The psychological impact on potential customers was devastating. Buyers who might have considered purchasing at the original $17.99 price point began waiting for further discounts, creating a deflationary spiral that made it impossible for Aventon to establish stable pricing. The brand that had built its reputation on value was undermining its own positioning by constantly lowering prices. Number 4. Rad Wagon's cargo bike crisis and the family market collapse. The cargo e-bike segment seemed immune to the broader market downturn. Families using these bikes as car replacements appeared to be the most committed customers, willing to pay premium prices for transportation that could handle school pickups, grocery runs, and weekend adventures. The Rad Wagon 4, Rad Power's heavy-duty cargo model, had maintained strong sales even as other categories struggled. Priced at $2,299 at its peak, the Rad Wagon offered a compelling alternative to a second family car. With gas prices rising and urban parking becoming increasingly expensive, families could justify the investment as both financially and environmentally responsible. The bike's ability to carry 2 children plus groceries made it genuinely practical for daily transportation needs. But the cargo bike market had a hidden vulnerability that became apparent in 2024. Unlike individual commuters, family purchases required consensus and careful financial planning. When one spouse lost enthusiasm for biking or children outgrew their need for rides, the expensive cargo bike often became an expensive piece of garage decoration. The secondary market became flooded with barely used Rad Wagons as families discovered that changing routines, weather concerns, and simple logistics made car travel more convenient than they had anticipated. Parents who had envisioned daily bike commutes with children found that rain, cold weather, or simple schedule pressures made the minivan a more practical choice for most trips. Rad Wagon's pricing began reflecting this reality in spring 2024. The bike dropped to $19.99 as Rad Power acknowledged softer demand for cargo models. But the real surprise came when authorized dealers began offering additional incentives, bringing the effective price down to $14.99 for a bike that had commanded over $2,000 just months earlier. The collapse accelerated as families realized they could buy quality used cargo bikes for under $1,000. The secondary market, fed by disappointed early adopters, created price pressure that made new bike purchases increasingly difficult to justify. Why pay nearly $2,000 for a new Rad Wagon when a barely used alternative was available for 40% less? Number 3. Cannondale's premium positioning disaster and the reality of brand loyalty. Cannondale entered the e-bike market with supreme confidence. The company had spent decades building a reputation for innovative bicycle design, commanding loyalty from serious cyclists willing to pay extra for advanced engineering. The Cannondale Movaro Neo City launched at $4,799, positioned as the ultimate expression of urban e-bike sophistication. Featuring a premium Bosch motor system and signature frame design, early sales justified Cannondale's optimism. Cyclists who already owned Cannondale road bikes were willing to extend their brand loyalty to electric models, where premium pricing reinforced the perception of quality. But the e-bike market operated by different rules. E-bike customers weren't necessarily cycling enthusiasts with strong brand preferences. Many were new to biking entirely, caring more about practical features like battery range and storage capacity than component pedigree. Cannondale discovered that brand loyalty built in competitive cycling didn't translate automatically to urban commuting. Customers comparing the Movaro Neo against alternatives couldn't identify $4,000 worth of advantages over bikes costing half as much. Technical features that justified premium pricing and racing seemed irrelevant for daily transportation. Price pressure built in late 2023 as direct-to-consumer brands offered comparable performance at dramatically lower prices. Cannondale initially resisted discounting to maintain premium positioning, but stagnant sales forced their hand. The Movaro Neo's price dropped to $39.99 in early 2024. Number 2. Super 73's lifestyle brand reckoning and the end of e-bike as fashion statement. Super 73 built their entire business around selling a lifestyle rather than transportation. Their distinctive mini-bike design, inspired by 1970s motorcycles, attracted customers who wanted to make a statement. The bikes appeared in music videos, Instagram posts, and celebrity sightings that positioned Super 73 as a fashion accessory with electric assist capability. The Super 73 Stew, priced at $2,995, delivered on this lifestyle promise. Its retro aesthetic made riders feel like they were part of an exclusive club. Super 73's marketing focused on adventure and rebellion rather than practical transportation benefits. This strategy worked brilliantly during the height of social media enthusiasm. Influencers showcased Super 73 bikes as essential urban accessories, while limited edition colorways created an artificial scarcity that reinforced the brand's desirability. But fashion-driven purchases proved less durable than transportation-focused buying decisions. Customers who bought Super 73 bikes for their aesthetic appeal often discovered that the motorcycle-inspired design prioritized style over practical considerations. The bikes that looked amazing in carefully curated social media posts were simply less appealing for daily commuting. This lifestyle positioning became a massive liability when economic conditions shifted. As discretionary spending tightened in 2024, customers focused on practical value over social signaling. The unique design that commanded premium pricing during the boom years suddenly seemed overpriced compared to more utilitarian alternatives. Super 73's pricing began reflecting this market shift in spring 2024. The Stew dropped to $24.99, then $21.99. But the brand had positioned itself so strongly around exclusivity that discounting undermined its core value proposition. The situation deteriorated rapidly as used Super 73 bikes flooded the secondary market. Customers who purchased for lifestyle reasons were often the first to sell when their enthusiasm waned. By September 2024, Super 73 was offering the Stew for as low as $17.99. The lifestyle brand that had commanded premium pricing through artificial scarcity was suddenly competing on price with practical alternatives that offered superior functionality. Number 1. The Tesla of e-bikes and the electric vehicle market reality check. Multiple manufacturers attempted to apply Tesla's premium positioning strategy to electric bicycles, believing luxury branding could command automotive-level pricing. The most ambitious was Stromer, the Swiss company that launched their ST5 at $7,999. Marketed as a direct alternative to luxury car ownership, the ST5 represented the absolute pinnacle of e-bike engineering, but the market for $8,000 e-bikes proved vanishingly small. Unlike Tesla, which successfully created a mass market for premium electric cars, Stromer discovered that e-bike customers had fundamentally different expectations. The comparison highlighted a crucial difference. Tesla's premium pricing is supported by the total cost of car ownership, including fuel, insurance, and maintenance. A premium Tesla can be economically rational. E-bikes, however, compete in a different context. They are supplementary transportation for most customers. The value proposition needed to justify additional spending, making premium pricing much harder to defend. As market realities became apparent by 2024 and 2025, Stromer's pricing strategy faced severe pressure. While they fiercely maintained their luxury lineup, authorized dealers were forced into uncomfortable, massive promotional pricing on older inventory to survive the glut. This shocked customers who had paid full price just months earlier. The collapse of premium e-bike pricing signaled a fundamental shift. Early enthusiasm for luxury lifestyle products gave way to practical considerations about value. This crash will ultimately be remembered as the moment electric bicycles transitioned from niche luxury products to mainstream transportation alternatives.